there, YouTube fans, here again. Why not do this one? As I was talking about the spin-offs of Jaws, why not this one? Roughly the same time when Jaws 2 was being made, they decided to do this one, that being Piranhas. And the reason why I say like that, I always remember the classic 1978 theatrical trailer where it always said, Piranhas. So I thought I'd just do it the same thing. Now, John Jonte, as we know, worked with Steven Spielberg, as we know, and also did my favourite classic werewolf film, being The Howling. But before he had his big break with The Howling, before he had his big break with Gremlins, he did this one with Steven Spielberg then, but no, he did this one. But technically could say Steven Spielberg because out of all the Jaws rip-offs, Steven Spielberg actually liked this film. He actually said that this was the best Jaws rip-off. The best Jaws rip-off. So we're going to go with it. Piranhas, like I say, come out in 1978. It's a typical B-monster film. And with the name, it gives you an idea what the monsters are. So you've got these two people. They sneak over this fence. They shouldn't have done it, but they do. And they go sting tipping in this swimming pool. But what they didn't read was it was a tested pool with piranhas. One thing I always know about this film is there's definitely a lot of tits, a lot of bus, a lot of arse in this film. It definitely doesn't hold back. So you do see a lot of nudity. So at first, the thing tipping in the water, you see his eye open up, you don't see a lot. I remember like the lad gets bit, he thinks the deer's fucking about, he's not, he gets eaten, obviously by piranhas. Then the deer gets finished off. But I always love the beautiful bit where the words come up, but it goes piranhas. I love that touch. Along below, you've got this one dude, it's like a reporting why these two teeny poppers have gone missing. We buy the teeny poppers, guess what? I'm Sweet 16. And so I do want one love letter in it where she's playing this video game. And it's only the video game of Jaws. So I do actually love that little love letter there. So she goes to look for this one guy. He's a down and out, he's a bit of a boozer, and he's basically the main star of the film. And they break into this lab. That's obviously where they by accident open the thing and the piranhas get out. We did get one guy in it. If you think you've seen him before, he was famous for being in the series Dyers. And he gets the worst of death because he's doing a bit of fishing with his dog and they go for his legs. You see the after shot and you know his legs are bit into the bone, really nasty, really bloody. And there's one bit in it where the guy's got a little dirty daughter, she's gone tramping, and he's down to warn this one guy, and this guy's a dickhead, doesn't listen. And I do like this film because it starts off like a B, sort of like a Jaws rip-off. As the film goes on, it becomes its own beast. It's like you've got an army, they get involved. You've got this one woman who's a total fucking bitch, doesn't fucking, she's wanting this to happen. Before that, the one guy, he tries to stop it and he gets knocked out, and this little lad and the father, by accident the boat stops and the piranhas kill the dad, and the dad does the right thing, he self-sacrifices himself, he gets bitten to death, but he saves a little boy. And that's when the army comes in, and you got the idea of this woman, and these piranhas were army trained to wrangle all sorts of water. And I like that touch, I like it. So you've got this one guy, he's sort of like the mayor of Amity. You think you've seen him before. This would have been his big break. He was famous for doing The Howling. He was famous for appearing in Gremlins, as well as Gremlins 2. Been in loads of things. And in this, he plays the mayor of this island. And at first, he's ignoring the fact these piranhas are going to attack, totally ignores it. But before that, he goes to the camp school to save his daughter. That's a ballsy film. It is a ballsy film because there's a bit when piranhas are actually attacking kids. And I think for that era, this is a pretty ballsy film. And there's one woman in it, she's been in a lot of John Jonte's films, she was in Gremlins, she's made a small appearance. I always got a lot of the unlucky woman because I always remember in The Howling, she's the one where the werewolf lifts her up in the air and bites a jugular off her neck. That was this was a bit of a big break. And the piranhas get Richie gets also an horrible death, gets dragged underwater. You know that her fate is going to be death. But the only thing with this is, and one thing I will give a remake, and normally I don't like remakes, I fucking despise remakes, but one thing I'll give the remake was, I felt the remake was more bloodier. Don't ever be fooled by the name Piranhas, because you think it's going to be a bloodbath, but it isn't. You don't really see a lot of blood, you don't see a lot of gore, you see the afterthoughts, like there's a deep sea diver, the piranhas get him, but you see the aftershot. It's not really that bloody. You get like that sound, and it sounds more like what you hear if you know, like if you go on a jacuzzi and you go in a jacuzzi, you hear the waters bubbling up. That's what it sounds like when you hear it, and it gets a bit annoying after a bit. I get it, you got sound effects, and you don't really see a lot of piranhas in it. You see a shitty cartoon effect when it's attacking the people, but I get to that. It's attacking the people getting badly bitten up, you see a few aftershots, you see a bit where, again, you see some tits, very nice. But you see the aftershots of what's happened to them, but it's not really that bloody. It's not really that gore, apart from the old guy gets his leg bitten to the bone, and the guy who's the alky feels bad, he says bury him. That's about it. The aftershots is not really that bloody compared to the remake. That is a hell of a lot more bloodier. But that's one thing I'll diss that one. But it's still not a bad film. I still like the idea. So they see the aftershots. I do love the bit where it's attacking the kid and the guy's looking and the piranha jumps out and bites the chunk of his face. Very memorable scene for anyone. But I do love the bit where the guy walks in, he's disgusted. You don't see death of kids, you see bags over him, which gives you an idea that that's what's happened. So I can respect it for that. It's not chewing your face on that one. I don't want to see kids getting harmed. But I do respect it for being ballsy for that though. So what happens is, they decide the only way to do it is to use poison chemicals to kill our friends, the piranhas. So he goes underwater, he tells the woman to time it on the boat, he goes on deep sea diving, he manages to do it, but the piranhas are biting chunks out of his back and in his face, but the rope pulls him out the water just in the nick of time. All his face is badly bit, he's in shock, but he doesn't die. You get that bitsy woman saying that, oh, it's all harmless, the piranhas are all dead, blah, 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 blah. But you do get that music again, that music of the piranhas, and you get the word piranhas coming up, which is kind of like a sequel bait ending. And the sequel, when I get to that one, it will be a complete and utter fucking rant. It'll be a rant because the second one, the history of it is more interesting than the film, believe me. But this one had no fault of it. I do feel it's a bit dated now. Like, I wanted to see a bit more blood. I want to see a bit more meat to the feds, because you think the word piranhas, it's going to be a bloodbath of a film. And like I say, apart from that old guy getting his legs bit to the bone, a few aftershocks of bodies, you don't really see a lot of blood really. Not as much as what you think with the word piranhas. And I always remember the iconic cover where you got a woman like pretty to look at with a bikini on. She's underwater, her arms are like that, and you got a piranha biting a chunk of her leg and aiming for her other parts of her body. But you don't see a lot. Not really when you think about it. A bit of blood, a little bit of blood here, a bit of the skin getting bit here, a bit of it getting bit there, a bit getting bit on the waist. And when it's all, some people think I'm naked. And all that, but at the end of the day, you don't really see a lot, really. But I still think it's a good film. I can definitely see where Steven Spielberg was coming from when he watched Don Dance's film and said it's a damn good Jaws rip-off. And I can definitely see why a couple of years after he worked with John Dante to us in 1984 doing the movie Gremlins, as well as Gremlins 2. But this one, I didn't mind it for what it was. I didn't mind it. It was a good hour of my time. So for that, fuck it. A 4-star rating from me. But into them, be smart, be safe. To imitate a piranha. See you later.